This female housekeeper at Cabana Bay Beach Resort and a male housekeeper both went into a guest room and closed the door. I hope they're washing the sheets at Cabana Bay and really thorough. I hope they're really thorough with their hygiene at Cabana Bay. He was lingering in front of the entryway of the towers, and he went towards the garage and ended up, in my opinion, probably taking up residence for the night in the garage. And there were a lot of what I would like to call New York style subway friends. Not the safest situation to be walking that path. Wouldn't recommend it at night, wouldn't recommend it alone. I don't know if I did or didn't. That was not good. Can we keep going? And considering this is walking alongside the road, I was not prepared for that. I did not realize that it was that dangerous walking that path. The general safety of the hotel is a mess, and your vloggers are lying to you. If they're lying to you, that can quite frankly endanger your safety if you're planning a vacation. I was not prepared for some of the safety concerns at Universal Orlando. I am used to Disney World, where there is the Disney bubble area. When you go into Disney, you have to travel quite a distance to get to your resort, and then the resort is usually completely surrounded by swamp. Whereas at Universal, the resorts are alongside a public road that Universal has no access to. The resorts that are called Endless Summer are actually across the street, and Endless Summer is in an area that is known as very, very, very dangerous. There's a ton of very serious crime that happens around the areas of Endless Summer resorts, which is the Dockside Inn and the surf one. I was very disappointed, and I was not prepared for the fact that when you walk the walking path from Cabana Bay to City Walk, that you are walking alongside the street. So I recently stayed at Universal Orlando's Cabana Bay Beach Resort this past December 2022. And I can say very confidently that I would not stay there again at Universal Orlando's Cabana Bay. But I can say honestly that the cons that I have spoken about do outweigh the pros. Honestly, major safety concerns happening at Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. I was pretty confident that I saw a New York style subway friend that was on the property of Cabana Bay Beach Resort, on the property of the resort. This person had a long extended backpack. They seemed to be very dirty, and they were not your guests that got overheated from the sun. This was a New York style subway friend that was on the property of Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Security never, I guess, came across them or asked them to leave. They obviously came in from the street, and this person was on the property of Cabana Bay. They were lingering in front of where the towers is, which is actually separate from the rest of the resort. There's actually a gate, but it's all connected. And this person was lingering in front of the entryway of the towers. And I think that their goal was to get into the towers area and then probably start wandering around where the rooms were. When they saw that guests were starting to come there, they then started to walk towards the other tower. And at that point, I went towards the food court. When I came back from the food court, this person had returned in front of Tower 1 and was again in front of the tower entrance there, trying to gain entry to the tower. At that point, he saw guests were coming, and he went towards the garage and ended up, in my opinion, probably taking up residence for the night in the garage. He walked through the garage, kept turning back at me and others that were staring at him, and he went through the first level of the garage and up the back stairs up to the second level of the garage. And it's not safe. You have Cabana Bay Beach Resort where you're paying hundreds of dollars a night to be there, and quite frankly, there was a adult man who was in his 30s with his adult father who was probably in his 60s, and they were drunk as drunk. And they were like doing relay races through the gift shop at Cabana Bay, and no one ever told them to stop. They were like full on racing through the gift shop at Cabana Bay. There are also no blue emergency lights along the path. There's no roaming security that walks up and down that path in a cart or anything. You're completely on your own. There are a lot of blue box security boxes, which I found very unusual at Cabana Bay. And as it would turn out with these stories, you know, they've had a lot of issues with the parking lots and different things at Endless Summer, with cars getting broken into, and I'm sure the same is the case with Cabana Bay. That's why there were so many of those blue boxes. The other thing that was really creepy and weird was that when I was at Cabana Bay Beach Resort, I came out of my room in the tower, and a few rooms down, there were housekeepers who were obviously, you know, tending to the rooms. And usually housekeepers prop open the door and then they go into the room to do work. And this housekeeper was a female. This housekeeper, which was a female and a male housekeeper, both went into a guest room at in the towers at Cabana Bay Beach Resort and closed the door. Kind of creepy. I hope they're washing the sheets at Cabana Bay and really thorough. I hope they're really thorough with their hygiene at Cabana Bay. Considering I was only at Cabana Bay for 3 days, quite frankly, the amount of things that I saw within a 3-day time period, the male-female thing that happened with the hotel room, which was really weird, the New York-styled subway friend that was on the property trying to gain access, the New York friend that was along the walking path, which made it very dangerous. He was on an electric scooter. We didn't know if we were going to be able to get away from him or not. It was a very dangerous situation. You cannot take that walking path. You have to take the bus. There was also, I noticed multiple youth gangs that were at City Walk. I know that they've had problems at City Walk before where they have actually had to evacuate City Walk due to gang violence at City Walk. And again, the area that's around Universal Studios for a long time has been known as a very dangerous area. It is the reality of the world. It's a very dangerous area around Universal Studios. 20 minutes, it's about 20 minutes from Disney, but 20 minutes makes a big difference. That's how it is in Miami here. You know, you could be in an area here in Miami and you go 10 minutes down the road and it's a completely different world. And at Universal, the area around Universal is very, very, very dangerous, very crime-ridden. There's gang violence. It's very bad. And there were a lot of youth gangs that were at City Walk. I saw multiple groups of youth gangs being escorted out of the property, so at least they were doing that. But considering I was only there for 3 days, 3 nights, I saw a lot of stuff. And then what was weird was it was either the day I checked out or the next day there was an incident at Cabana Bay with the security guard, and apparently he got assaulted by a guest at the hotel, which honestly doesn't surprise me. I was staying there during cheer. Not for me with cheer, but I was staying there. I didn't even know cheer was going on. And you had a lot of parents that were like apparently like chaperones and that type of stuff. I mean, they were like doubling up in rooms and stuff. And quite honestly, there were some of these parents were like sketchy. Like some of them seemed like very nice and they were there like watch their families and stuff. But there were some of them that seemed to honestly be taking advantage of a situation where they, you know, were taking up, you know, doubling up in the rooms for cheap rates and stuff like that. But yeah, I would not stay at Cabana Bay again. Honestly, you guys need to be doing your research, because if you watch a vlogger and they tell you everything's great and they very well may be on the dime of Universal, you are hurting yourself, because you're going to go there, you're going to spend a ton of money, and you're either going to get disappointed or you're going to quite frankly endanger yourself and not be educated enough into how to be safe when you're going on vacation. Quite frankly, what I would personally do, since I do have a yearly pass at Universal, is I would say at Disney, because with all of my issues with Disney, I still feel that the Disney bubble and the way they run their Disney mafia mode is still safer than what's going on at Universal. A lot of the problems at Disney are actually internal. In other words, creepy employees at Disney and that type of stuff that I've spoken about in the past, but or employees that don't speak to you properly. But at Universal, you have a problem from the outside, which is that Universal is not doing enough to keep their guests safe when their guests are visiting Universal Orlando. Get over to Sapphire and then take their boat or take the bus from the property, because to walk the Cabana walking path that takes you along the side of the road is not the safest situation. Even visually looking at this, honestly, it doesn't look the best. To City Walk, it's just not the safest situation, going up these stairs and then walking along the road, which is the official walking path. It's not like you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. It is the official walking path, but you're encountering transients. It's not good. And he was like in the garage area and it wasn't a good situation. And again, he may have come off of the road. So again, I don't feel this is the safest situation. Again, if they had an ability to cross the street here, which they actually don't, and get right over to Aventura, you could take their internal walkway. The walking situation that is that way does not appear to be safe. See, these vloggers are not telling you the truth because, I don't know, fake. Not the safest situation to be walking that path. Wouldn't recommend it at night, wouldn't recommend it alone. So yeah, sign is actually right here, ironically, like you need to dodge across to go there, and ironically it's telling you to go on this walking path. It's advertising it right here. and telling you, and if I was going to go to Universal Studios, the park, I would much rather stay at a Disney resort and then commute 20 minutes to the park and then return home to my Disney resort. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I want to do very honest vlogs where I give you helpful information on the truth and all that, and I'm not on the dime of the resort, so I'm going to tell you how it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon in my next video, and bye.